Toxic gas detected. Toxicity at critical levels. Air quality acceptable.
Deploy Razorback. I'm going to check on Dawson and Carter.
An agent needs assistance.
Going off this data Isaac transmitted, Razorback must be the new mobile weapon system Black...
Overcharge detected.
Good work. Now find Razorback and put it out of commission.
What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom, you already know. Shout out to the DoD. Now let's get into this build. This is a build for, it's not for the lighthearted. You gotta be able to sip your drink a certain way to be able to handle this build. Yeah, the damage that comes out of this build is just ridiculous. If you guys saw, I was hitting, we would do a boss clear and I'd probably hit, what, I think it was over 20 million on Weasel, 28 million on Weasel, something stupid like that. But anyways, this is the build I was showing you guys. With the Berserk procced, it does go over 51k base damage. I have on record, and I'll do the screenshot in the community tab later, I've already clocked over 390k per one bullet from this weapon. And yeah, it's I mean, this is a crit build. You have clutch on it, which you do kind of need, obviously. You have the Nemesis for the headshot damage, and then you have the M60 cranked up to 11. This thing is insane. Overall build, it is a 13-2-2 build. So let's go ahead and get into the weapons. So primary is a black market M60. 41.2k regular base. Now if I go down here, I can actually get it up to 41.4, but this one has jazz hands, and I mean jazz hands is nice, but I'm still a fan of the Allegro. So like I said, 41.2k base, unhinged Allegro in rhythm. The mods I am rocking on this lovely thing: C79 scope for the damage to elites. I am running gunner for that 50 round mag. The way I run this, it's typically with someone else that is running aces. So you will be able to turn that 150 mag into a 300 round mag. And then if they hit aces and eights on top of that, you just have 300 rounds of just pure madness. Alright, going down. Laser pointer for the crit chance. This is a crit build. I will show you guys. It has a crap ton of crit as well. And the muzzle brake for the sight. So, more damage to elites, crit chance, and more rounds in the magazine. Going to the secondary. Nemesis, like I said, for the headshot damage. Base damage on this, just sitting here, is 450. Reason I said is for preparation. While holstered, you gain 25% headshot damage while scoped in your weapon. So what you do is you make sure you have a scope on your primary, which I do, the C79 scope. So me just ADSing counts as it being scoped in. So as long as you're getting those headshots, you're getting the additional 25%. So that's how you're able to crank these insane numbers. Going to the sidearm, double barrel sawed off, 224 base. Stupid. And also it has nothing really special on it. Going to the gear itself, like I said, it is a 13-2-2 build. The way I have this ran is damage to elites and damage everywhere. The two primary talents you guys should know about is the Berserk chest piece and clutch gloves. There are other ways of getting around it to get more damage to elites, but for this, man, this thing just hits like a train. So let's go ahead and just run into it. I am running 3 Wyvern wear. So the brand set bonuses I'm getting from this build are the crit damage, the crit chance, and then the drone skill power, which is, I guess, pretty nice. The attributes, RNGesus has graced me with 44% damage to elites, but I also have 28% hazard protection with that hard hitting for the damage to elites. Now, you could get rid of that hazard protection and throw on more health, you know, whatever you want from there. Just as long as you have the damage to elites and the hard hitting, go for it. Going to the backpack, I'm running 1-5-11. So the brand set bonus I'm getting out of this is the protection from elites, which is pretty nice, but they still hit you so just make sure you play this conservatively. It does have a certain play style, but you guys will run through raids, you will run through heroic missions, you will run through everything while having this build on. Now the attributes on this backpack: crit chance with 10% weapon damage. That's the highest I've gotten with RNG. I don't even know what the max is. I know it's probably a lot higher than 10. And then I have skill power. So you could, hopefully get a blue right there, 2 reds and a blue. But I've got skill power right there. Hard hitting for the damage to elites, and hardened for a little bit more armor. Now this one does come with a mod slot. It is a red mod slot, so I used weapon damage and LMG damage, giving me another 5.5% damage. Going down to the gloves, Alps Summit. These are climbing gloves. The reason for the climbing gloves is for the red mod slot. So with the Alps Summit brand set bonus, I'm getting 20% skill haste. Attribute 12% LMG damage. Let's go. But the talent is pretty good. This being a crit build, clutch, all my crit hits restore health and armor. It's at, weird percentages, but you still get it. And it's really good with an LMG that has high crits, because at a certain range, it's just all crits all day. And then this one does have that one red mod slot, so I did choose more weapon damage and LMG damage. This one giving me another 5% total. Petrov chest piece. This one has Berserk, So if I get low on my armor, I get more damage, which gets this thing over 51k base damage. Insane. You throw in a defender drone and just go to town. Let that clutch proc in and you are good. It is really nice. Now on this chest piece, I've gotten 3 reds and a yellow. Again, I would rather have 3 reds and maybe a blue, but it is Petrov, so there's that. Now the reds, I have crit chance at 7.5, 14.5 for the weapon damage, and then 3 for crit damage. This does have Berserk, and it does come with 1 blue mod slot, so I threw armor and total armor on there to try to bump up that armor a little bit. Going down to the holster, Waverenware holster, already went over the brand set, so let's jump into the attribute. 16 crit chance, and then I have devastating on there for more weapon damage. You could go with hard hitting right there for damage to elites, but it's up to you right there. Going to the knee pads, Waverenware again, attribute crit chance, 8%. I know I'm 1% off max there, so I'll try to find another good one. But for these knee pads, I'm maxed out right here on the recalibration station. So 8% crit chance, hard hitting, damage to elites is a must. And then with these Waverenware knee pads, I get another red mod slot giving me more weapon damage and LMG damage. This one only giving me 4.5%. And there you guys go with the gear. Now the skills I'm using for this, for all those runs that I showed you guys, the Revive Hive and the Defender Drone, and then the Concussion Grenade, and then I'll run the Gunner for the extra ammo. You could run the Survivalist to use the Crossbolt. Just make sure you guys have the Concussion Grenade. Now let's look at the stats and I'll get you guys out of here. So the stats on this M60, 41,211 weapon damage at 50.5 crit chance. This is a crit build. You can try to bump that up to 60, but it's going to be pretty hard. So good luck doing that. Now going to the offensive tab, I have 56 all weapon damage and 51 LMG damage, giving me 107 total damage bonus. And then if you look down a little bit towards the bottom of there, I have 84% damage to elites, but that's because I had to switch to my C79 scope. So if you go to the scope, you can actually use the hollow sight for 8%. You can bump that up to 87 damage to elites, but then you're going to have to either use the Eagle Bearer or something else as your secondary because you won't be able to get that headshot damage bonus from your nemesis. So right now I am sitting at the 84% damage to elites. Going to the defense tab, yes, it is a glass cannon, but this thing wrecks. I do have the 28% resistance from everything. I only have 212 armor and 27 max health, so total HP I'm sitting at what, 239. Pretty weak, but the damage is insane, you guys. Insane damage. But there you guys go. I tried to make that pretty quick, so I hope you enjoyed it. Kamikazevondoom. Don't forget to mash that like, subscribe to the channel, and if you have anything at all to add, hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know how you're using your crit clutch LMG build, or your raid LMG build. Let me know how you run it. This thing is insane. But alright, you guys, hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Peace.